Good evening and welcome to the first episode of Meet the ME7. Something a little bit different, as you can see. We patiently await more news and stuff to happen ahead of next season. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing a few shows over the summer to meet the panel of the ME7 podcast. Episode 1, as you can see, I am joined by Cian with the dashing pink headphones and the shirts behind him.
I absolutely love the pink headphones.
It's not quite got Dave Miller sort of vibes on the setup behind you, but it's good. Do you want to talk us through some of the era kits there?
I don't know. You can only see 3 of them, I think, but I've got a whole timeline going from the red and black Invicta FM away shirt. I've then got the playoff final against City. Obviously, I've got the 1 second. Let me line it up. Got the away of that season. Yeah. Goalkeeper shirt of that season, I believe. I'm not sure.
That's the shirt there, isn't it? Yeah.
The holy grail of this one is match worn season Barry Ashby shirt from, I think it was 01-02. I got that.
And you are rocking the Invicta FM, I believe.
I am. This is my favourite one. This is, I think, it's the best shirt we've ever produced, personally. But
okay. It hasn't got anything designed by Mr. Maker on it, but it's not a bad one.
It's a beauty as well.
Yeah, it takes you back, doesn't it, to sort of shirt reveals back in, even 5-6 years ago. It would have been picture on the website, picture in the paper, and now we get,
sponsored to be confirmed in the middle.
Yes, yeah, and now we get all of these fancy little, campaigns, and it's so much better than it used to be as far as the kit reveals are concerned. Cian, we're going to talk about a few things tonight, just to sort of get to know you and your footballing kind of background and all that sort of stuff. But let's do the very tedious training, sort of training development day, icebreaker, get to know you sort of thing. So what's your name and where do you come from, first of all?
I'm Cian, I'm from Gillingham.
And that concludes the icebreaker section of this. It's not going to be too tedious. I'm going to ask a lot of questions over the course of the next few episodes to different people to make it a bit of a variety. But one question that I will keep consistent, and I will ask you to give me your views. Why Gillingham? That's a simple question.
I didn't really get a choice in it, to be honest. But I did at the same time. You see, my family aren't originally from Medway. My dad's from Chorley, so up north, and my mum's from Glasgow. So they kind of met in Medway. They'd moved there, but don't have a big Gillingham family as some other people might. My dad's Chorley sports local. My family are all Celtic. My dad has this small thing for Manchester United, so there's sadly quite a few shirts of me as a youngster in United shirts and Celtic shirts. But I think it's just the appeal of local football, to be honest. I was something like 8-9 years old, I want to say, and my neighbour Nigel, who well known for having a blue beard and sitting at the back of the Raider Men, not looking too happy. I think it was either he offered to take me one time, or my mum asked him to get me out of her hair, and been going ever since, really.
That's weird because this is the sort of thing about getting to know people. I know Nigel, I know you, but I did not know that you were neighbours.
Yeah,
I must have missed that part of the episode from before. So yes. There you go. I've learned something else now, so I can officially call this a success. So do you think nowadays that with football being as global as it is, the opportunity to support local is kind of becoming harder with kids being brought up on, success, that sort of stuff?
I think it's difficult. I can only speak from my experiences, but like growing up in primary school, I was always a massive Celtic fan. Whenever tag day in a Celtic shirt, and that was just what I did. But it wasn't the same, if you know what I mean. It was never like, I never had this feeling I have for Gillingham. I never felt that, you know what I mean. And when I started going to Gillingham, it felt a lot more real.
Yeah.
And I'd go and I'd sit there, and obviously with Celtic being an example, you'd sit there, you'd watch them win the Scottish FA Cup, the Scottish League Cup, the league, and it was great. And I was like, yeah, let's go. But watching Gillingham sometimes beat AFC Wimbledon trumps it completely.
But of course, that's the thing. You're quite a recent supporter in the grand scheme of things. Obviously, I'll talk to more people that have been going since the 80s and 90s. And I guess for you, like, even more so when people talk about, half the shirts that you've shown me there, or shirts that were way before your time, so to speak. But you still have that kind of awareness of what the club used to be back in those days, and that's nice, because you're not. I mean, if we'd won countless league titles in the sort of time that you've been going, it might be different. But you've seen a lot of the dross, haven't you, as well?
I've had a good 6 months. That first 6 months under Edinburgh, that's my peak when it comes to supporting Gillingham. I was too late really to support us winning the league. I went to some games, but I wasn't really like emotionally connected. I was 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
So
I thought the same, because I was 9 when we lost to Man City, and I look back and go, well, the Man City game I wasn't really bothered. I didn't quite grasp it at that point. And then the year after, when we played Wigan, I was an emotional wreck. That year between both playoff final games, it must have just, something must have, like you said, something clicks and you go, actually, no, this is what I want to do now. I mean, my family, or extended family, were Chelsea. I had Chelsea wallpaper when I was like 4 or 5. I didn't know why. It was just habit. And then it kind of, Gillingham became the reality of it, reality of football. And very similar. I'm sure a lot of people will say the same. Let's ask some Gills related questions then. That I'm going to sort of give to you. I've not given you a chance to prep yet, so just be on the prep. Who is the best player you've ever seen live, not in a Gills match?
Not in a Gills match. Oh Lord, I don't often go to many non-Gills games, and one of the only big games I went to, the Emirates Cup once in, I think it was 2008 or 2009. It was that day. It was Olympic Lyon versus AC Milan, and Celtic versus Arsenal. That's why my dad took me. Yeah, I know there's some quality players that played them, but again, too young to remember. I'll go Harry Kane for England. Seen Harry Kane play for England. I think that's the bog standard. If we were going to talk players I've seen play against Gillingham, I'd probably
that's going to be your next question. So it goes hand in hand.
I'd probably go Declan Rice.
Of course,
I think that West Ham game, he played quite well. And the thing with that game with Declan, I've got a lot of time for him now, especially now he's obviously in the England setup, is because at full time, I noticed straight away he turned around and he applauded the Rainer men first.
Yeah,
and he applauded the Gills fans first. Now, obviously, that meant something, you know what I mean, compared to, what Pablo Zabaleta played that day, multiple Premier League winner. But Declan Rice mustn't have been that old. But I was like, that kid's, that guy he's proper.
It's weird because that West Ham game, it doesn't really get mentioned, does it, in terms of recent history, cup games. But we, I don't know whether you would have gone to it, but we lost to Newcastle a few years before that. And that,
I went to that one.
If you look back at FA Cup or League Cup games and think, well, we lost to Newcastle narrowly, we lost to West Ham narrowly too. We did push them quite close,
That last minute goal, I think, flatters them, if anything.
Yeah.
But no.
Okay. Similar sort of question then. So what is the best non-Gills match you've ever seen live? If you
the game that made me feel the most, if we talk about that as being the best, it would have been England versus Scotland at Wembley. And that was a weird one because obviously my family's Scottish. And England beat them 3-1. And I remember coming home and I was ringing my granddad on the way home, just giving him pelters. So I guess that one. And it also helps England won. I saw us beat North Macedonia like 7-1 the other year at Old Trafford. That was a fun one.
It's nice to go and see goals, though, isn't it? Guaranteed goals.
Yeah, that North Macedonia game was great. I went to the pub, had a few drinks with some friends, went and sat up in the sticks at Old Trafford. We beat them like 7-1. It was great day out. But
yeah,
I guess it's the emotional thing as well. I mean, obviously, I want England to do well, but never as much as I care about Gillingham. So.
Yeah, and I think I've when it comes to England, I've been around a little bit longer than you have, and we've seen a lot of England teams that have been nowhere near as good as this one, with the potential to go. And I think that's a lot of the time that the frustration comes from being as good as we are and not being able to get over the line. And, who knows, this could be the year, but they're going to have to adapt the Three Lions song soon and bring out a new one to say 60 plus years of hurt, because that's what it's going to be, isn't it? So
I don't think it will be. I don't think we'll do it this summer. I don't know.
Putting your thoughts out there to go for a World Cup.
I think we're just cursed to never win it. Honestly, I think it's just the way it is. Scotland don't qualify usually, and England never win it. But maybe Scotland have qualified, so England might.
Well, they have, yeah, and they look ready. Well, they got on the plane at least. Have you ever, and this is not a taboo subject, have you ever shed a tear at a Gills match for either a positive or negative reaction?
No, but then again, as I go back to the point of I've had 6 months of good football, and I've had however long, like the relegation season, I didn't shed a tear because that's really up until the relegation season. I'd seen us play League One football. That's all I'd seen. I'd seen us in League Two, but I wouldn't go in then. And that relegation, I think because we'd done all that work since January when Harris came in, and that was my first season really going away as well. I think I did 16 away games that season. So I was a lot more, obviously just after COVID, it was a lot more emotionally connected. But I didn't shed a tear. I just kind of sat there in my seat when you had all the chaos going on the pitch, whatever. I just sat there for 5 minutes. I was like, it is what it is. I think it would have been very different, obviously.
Seeing an away team, come and get their trophy on the pitch too. It just felt very numb at that point. It wasn't really like a painful thing. It was just like, okay.
I went into that day thinking we were relegated anyway. I didn't see us getting anything from that game. I think we did really well to get from, 11 points adrift beginning of January to get to that point. And for me, I stick it on that Easter Monday, Good Friday game, wasn't it? And was it Fleetwood? Where we did the deal.
Yes, we did the massive ticket sort of hike and got people in for was it a pay what you want?
I think it was pay what you want, or like a quid or something.
And it was the dullest 0-0 draw with a double red card aside.
But then you look at that season as well. You've got that Bolton game where we were 2-0 up beginning of the season in October with Evans, and Steve Evans did what Steve Evans tended to do and not make changes, sit off them, and they scored twice. And that was a sad one. But I'm trying to think. No, I wouldn't say I've shed a tear. My go-to emotion is usually anger, I'll be honest. So
seen that firsthand. But of course, I think maybe that getting upset or getting emotional at a game is probably one I've done, but not so much anymore. There's just this feeling of either, there's rare bouts of happiness and jubilation and more acceptance. I think the past 3 or 4 years, isn't there? So let's hope it doesn't lead to. Let's hope we haven't got discussing another relegation soon, because otherwise that will be the end of our league existence. But
I reckon we'll be all right this season going forward.
Oh, absolutely. Last question then on this one is what your own individual football skills like, and if you had to compare yourselves to a past or present Gills player, who would it be? Don't say the obvious one.
I was a goalkeeper when I was younger, but I wasn't a very good one. But
we had a few of those.
But I wasn't awful. I was just a bit big and fat, but I can't compare myself to him. So
maybe now.
Oh, I don't know. I'm gonna say ability-wise, when I was younger, I was a good shot stopper, I'm told, and I communicated well. So I'm gonna go with. There's not one.
Are you your own individual, unique player?
I think I'm so shit that I'm not anyone. I do a mean Cruyff turn, but no one. We haven't seen a Cruyff turn at Priestfield for years.
No, not on purpose anyway.
No.
So you're a goalkeeper who's got skills.
No, not skills. Just the Cruyff turn.
Just the Cruyff turn.
Only a Cruyff turn.
Well, anybody watching can, I'm sure, give their own. They can make their own comparisons with all the traits that you've discussed there. Cian, away from football, what are your other hobbies? What do you like doing if your football's not on the agenda?
Not much. Drinking.
Not much. Drinking.
I mean,
do they go hand in hand, those two? Sort of quite.
I think so. Uni student, so I get away with it at the moment. Or soon to not be uni student. I like. What do I like doing? Fucking hell! This is like signing up for Hinge. I'm
not doing that for you. Trust me. Yeah.
No,
that's not like a secret thing.
I'll go. I like playing games. I like playing Xbox. That's something I do. Don't really watch much football other than Gills. Reading. Bit of a. At the moment, my life's just work and uni, to be honest. But who knows? Work
and uni. Get yourself all the money you need to fund those long away trips.
Yeah, sadly so.
That's the thing. Obviously, now you're going to have to rely on South Eastern Rail, aren't you, to sort of get you around?
Peter Lloyd's being.
I didn't know whether you would chance it now that you're away from the. What was it? Great. Who was it you had issues with?
Wales.
Transport for Wales. Thank you.
Hate them. Lovely.
If anybody from Transport for Wales watches this, I'm not sorry.
No, I want my money back. All of it. Spent 4 hours every week going to the away games on a Transport for Wales service.
Well, that's the thing now. I mean, obviously, looking at League Two next season, you've got Colchester, you've got Barnet. Apart from that, it's a lot of it is Northwest, isn't it?
It's a lot of Northwest. Thankfully, I've got family in the Northwest, so
of course
I'm either them. I've seemed to have collected a smattering of everyone. So I've got a mate in York, mate in Crewe, mate in Ipswich, but that doesn't help. I got contacts, Tom. I got contacts.
Friends in higher places, yeah. You can stay on someone's sofa for a little while.
Not friends in high places. Friends in shit northern towns.
Friends in Crewe. Yeah. Right, Cian. Hypothetical question for you. I'm going to ask a different one to all of the panelists. So you're obviously still quite young, as I will allude to quite a few times in this one. In the next 10 to 15 years, Gillingham do a Brighton or a Bournemouth or a Brentford, and they go up the leagues and they find themselves in the Premier League, and they find themselves in consistently challenging for sort of top half in European football. By that point, you'd be in your late 30s, early 40s, sort of, and you'd be sort of looking at having supported the Gills for quite some time. Do you think that would take the gloss off of things a little bit if Gillingham became more famous and gained more supporters because of their, success? Is part of the enjoyment the fact that you go to these lower league grounds and you like it for what it is? How do you think that we would fare in that situation as a group?
I think for me, obviously I've got quite a good solid group of friends such as yourself who I go with, so I think that'd be all right. So long as the Scruffy Duck's okay and it's still there, and so long as we don't move to a soulless bowl if it was to happen. Yeah, I think. You look at West Ham fans, for example. They're the golden example. Such a hardcore, united set of fans, and they've been ruined by that move to the London Stadium. And I never got to go to the bowling, but it's such a iconic venue of football. I think it would be great because I'm here now, and because I've done. I've followed Gillingham to Sunderland, Plymouth, Barrow. I've done the long ones. I've done them. I wouldn't want to say I've earned my stripes, but I think I'm definitely, I've proved that it's not a flash in the pan. I want the best. I want what's for best for the club. So I definitely think it'd be great. And the thought of, just imagine a weekend in Seville or like a Tuesday night in Seville, like the Leicester fans had. You've got even if we got like the Conference League, imagine rocking up in Bratislava. Yeah.
Imagine all the different pints you could have in different, Eastern European countries and teams you didn't even know existed. I think obviously
I'd be
it's a
beefing
hypothetical
Ryanair instead
situation.
of Transport for Wales. That's the levels.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, of course, with that, we joke about it. That at some point, not us, specifically, but there are going to be teams that have languished in League Two, League One for ages that are going to get the right funding and go up those leagues, and teams from the Premier League will come down and stay down, and football will change over. I'm hoping it does for the sake of all of our interests.
I mean, if you look at Lincoln, for example, obviously they're in the Championship next season. I'd bite your hand off for a season in the Championship at this point.
Yeah, of course we need to get a lot better first of all, but when we're at the level, you never know what will happen.
I know it's not as realistic, but I mean, I remember I went to Gillingham Wrexham the other year. I've seen Gillingham obviously play Bolton, who have just been promoted.
Yeah.
I know Bolton are obviously a bigger club, but there's no reason. Like if you look at Charlton as well, localish, obviously they're a team who obviously have quite a more substantial fan base and bit more stature in the game, obviously being ex-Premier League, but they've been in the exact same position. We finished above Ipswich in League One that COVID season. I know, obviously, again, different levels of kind of supporter base and club, but
investment probably as well,
Yeah, an investment. But that season, we were better than Ipswich Town. You know what I mean?
And now look at us.
Yeah,
it doesn't change. It changes very quickly, doesn't it, football? But if you look at teams in the Championship, Bristol City, West Brom, they're probably nearer to going down to League One than they are going up. The tides are changing somewhat. It's Preston are going to go down before they go up, and other teams will replace them. And who knows? In a few years' time, it could be us. But we've got to get out of 17th place first of all. That's the biggest issue. Cian, last game then is going to be, I mentioned this to you before, this is going to be a Room 101 situation. So we're going to talk about, for those that don't know that will watch this, Room 101, the concept is that basically Cian will give me 3 things that he thinks are wrong with football. And it will be up to me as sort of the host to agree to banish those things to Room 101 forever and ever and ever, or give him a rationale as to why I think no, actually they are good things in the game of football. Now, modern football is changing all the time, and there's a lot of things wrong with it, a lot of things right with it. So, Cian, give me your first. I
thought I was only having to give you one
concept of what is wrong with football right now, and why.
Okay, so my first one is very passionate. It pisses me off. It really annoys me. It's pretending. Specifically, Romeo Hutton has a long throw.
Right. Okay.
It's players that don't have long throws who have to take long throws. That really.
And what about the long throw in general? The regeneration of it.
I love a long throw when you can actually do one. I think it's great, but not when it's more often than not a medium long throw.
So is this very specific to us? Because I feel it is at the moment.
This is very specific to us, but you've seen it. Like Ryan Jackson had a long throw, but like
he did
the other season when Robbie McKenzie was taking long. It's just you do long throws if you've got a player with a long throw. You don't do long throws when it's Conor Ogilvie trying to take one.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I will accept on the premise that, I first, we watched football with Rory Delap and Dave Challoner, who's just obviously left Stockport today. His long throw was absolutely incredible. And they were reaching the other side of the penalty area. So, and also I just think for us, it's made us become so one-dimensional and so it's much easier to play against. So yes, let's agree to ditch the long throws that aren't long throws. Not that it will happen. I'm sure it will still happen next season anyway. But okay, number 2. What's your second? Number
2, I'm gonna go with light shows at the football.
Okay.
When this is gonna couple up with you see it on telly where you got like people with their flashlights on thinking it's a concert. No, not for me. But also,
so are you talking about the pre-game atmospheric?
Yeah, like.
EDM sort of stuff.
Exactly. When we're playing, we did it. We had it against Brentford and Wolves the other season.
Yeah,
and like it's in like what, and they turn all the lights off, and they get like the flame out. It's like lights everywhere. I think that I don't hate it, but not for a League Cup game against Gillingham Football Club. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I would disagree with I like the idea of it on an occasion that merits it.
Like Champions League final, knock yourself out. You know, and obviously the playoff finals in the day, it's a bit silly to have a light show during the day, but like even then you get the fire things that go off. They're fine, but not on a Tuesday night in Wolverhampton against Gillingham. That for me is a line. And the same's with like the tifos and stuff that some people do. You do a tifo on a good day, not when you're playing. It's an event.
I'll meet you halfway because I like the concept of it, and I think atmosphere before the game. You know, we could certainly improve ours, but as you said, there's probably no point for it with 6,000 people on a Saturday afternoon. But if you've got a stadium that warrants it, an occasion that warrants it, by all means, go for it. But so I'll meet you halfway. We'll chuck it away. But I do think that the actual concept of a light show is great. It's not too Americanized. It's quite a good idea, but the right time, I think we'd agree on.
I don't know. No, we'll disagree. We'll agree to disagree.
Last one, then, Ken. What you got for us?
Watching football from the side at an away game. No, I don't like it. I don't like.
Where have you done that recently?
You've got Crewe, Cambridge, Walsall sometimes do it. Stockport did it. Everywhere. Ipswich are well known. I don't want to sit on the side when I'm at the away game. Like you look at like away ends like Fleetwood on that terrace, great terrace, Accrington, and you look like we do it actually. To be fair, we put them on the side. But that's because none of them are big enough fans.
It's not safe enough to put them behind the goal.
But no, I'm like Swindon did it, and I'm like, there's 1,000 odd people here at Swindon away, and we're just in a poxy corner in the top of that main stand, and it's like, oh no.
That is coupled with the fact that you don't often get on TV. You don't get to see the limbs back when you go and score a last minute winner. I think as well, an empty stand behind the goal that we have to endure is the flip side of that. It actually, as much as ours is probably for the sake of stewarding and all that sort of stuff, an empty stand behind the goal doesn't really, lead to a very good atmosphere.
No, I think exactly. You make it. I make you completely right. When you're in one end of the ground and you're singing at the other end of the ground, for example, it tends to be a lot better. Where if you're pushed away into a small corner, the away fans, you don't have that like relationship between the two sets of fans, which obviously, I think sometimes you need when you're watching Romeo Hutton take a 15th long throw of the afternoon.
This should have been
Barrow did it as well. Barrow have it as well, and that's shameful.
I did stand behind a pillar at Barrow, which just sort of I was doing this.
They've got a new away end now. If you haven't been,
of course, yeah.
Got like a gazebo.
I think being behind a goal. I always think back to when we went to Southend quite a lot of time, and their away end was exemplary because that was just it was compact. It was loud. You can bang on the roof, and you were penned in behind the goal, just like you used to be in sort of and then, a lot of the old terracing sort of stands.
And then you see a goal going right in front of you because you've got there that half an hour earlier, and you're right behind the goal, and it's nothing beats
just like we were at Crawley, and
that was a great view. That was a great view.
Yeah, great view. Well, I don't know. It was a bit low down. I had to still look through the net.
We saw all the action.
Well, we did, because it was all up our end in the last 2 minutes. But okay. So I can agree with that one. I think we can concur that we can throw that away because, I mean, League Two grounds probably aren't known for their attendances, so they probably just put us where it's cheaper to do so.
But I'm trying to look. I'm looking for a list I've got now. I've got a list of the 92. Accrington did it this season, but that's by the by because there was a old friend of ours in the hospitality next to it. Walsall was away. I was behind the goal. Tranmere was behind the goal. Shrewsbury was. Salford was. Rochdale was on the side the other year. Port Vale was behind the goal. Oldham was behind. A lot of the League Two clubs are fine, but it's when you rock up at what's one of them? Crew is. Can I change it? Can I put Crew's away end in?
Just Crew's away end. Yeah, I mean,
it's fine. There's just that's where my hatred comes. It's such a low. They're all spread out now. Oh, it grinds my gears. And
so will you be planning your away games next year based on the accommodation? Is that going to be your thing now?
Sadly, I want to do all of them. So
yeah,
I mean, yeah, I'm looking at it now. It'll be my 5th visit to Accrington, which is fun.
I mean, fair play to you, hats off and all that. I mean, just if any League Two clubs fans do watch this, which I'm not sure they will, make sure that you can accommodate us in the way that we would like to be accommodated. Behind the goal.
I don't ask for much, and we definitely would do the same for them if they bring enough fans. Yeah.
If we had a stand that was actually, that passed all the inspections and checks before that.
My formative years as a Gillingham fan were in that away end. It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, well, we might not even score enough anyway to warrant it being a hazard. So. Cool. Cian, appreciate you being the first one to do this. That's a wrap for the first episode of Meet the ME7. I've had the pleasure of sitting down with Cian to talk me through his life and times as a Gills fan, amongst other things. Haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. Going to keep these ones coming. I'm still going to be speaking to a lot of the other panelists over the next sort of few weeks. Until then, it's a goodbye from me and a goodbye from Cian, and have a great rest of the week. Up the Gills and up the ME7.